Hey everyone, I cannot express how excited I am here today. Daryl Harper, Wellington's top auctioneer, is here with me, and he's going to help the buyers feel a bit more ease when coming to bid at auction. Daryl, thank you so much for coming in, mate.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. Help you out.
It was raining earlier, you made all the effort, it means a lot to us.
Yeah, but it's never dull and dreary in our auction room. Sun's always shining.
That is great. Now, some of the questions the buyers always have is auction contract. Can you just take us through that very quickly? What do we actually mean by it? Is this the document that the buyers receive from the salespeople?
Oh, precisely. Particulars and conditions of sale by auction is how it's headed up buyers. Now, it's a form drawn up by the Auckland District Law Society. They've got to have their name on everything.
Guys, isn't it?
Yep. And the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand. Now, we draw them up, we get our owners to check it, they send it to their solicitor, they check it, and then we send it out to the buyers in the information packs.
Right.
Okay? So it is the agreement that they will be signing once you are the successful purchaser on the day, the person I sell under the hammer to, and we'll be asking you to sign and initial each page. So it is important that you are comfortable with the agreement before you sign it.
So get it checked by a lawyer, just like the owners have done. Very, very important. Now, if there's something that I need to change in there, for example, let's say my son's getting married next week, so I can't actually settle and I don't actually have the 10% deposit. What do I do in that case, Daryl?
I thought you would have don't look old enough to have a son that age, Vinay, but
look,
Daryl, if the deposit and or the settlement date doesn't come in line with your thoughts, buyers, those are the two things that we can vary. A variation form is in the information pack that we send. We can change it. We can change it.
Just get a bit confused with variation. English is not my first language, you see.
Correct. So we can change that, buyers. So your 10%, if you haven't got that, we can get a lesser amount agreed to by our owners. Same with settlement date. If the settlement date on the contract doesn't align with maybe the settlement on your purchase, on your sale of your home or your moving date, let us know. We'll get that agreed with the owners in writing, and then you are bidding at the auction on that arrangement.
Makes perfect sense. So what you're saying to me, Daryl, is that if I'm a buyer, I only got 5%, I can get that change or variation in contract that will be agreed by the vendors, and my lucky date is the 13th on any Friday. So if I want it on that day, and if the vendor agrees, that will apply to me and me alone.
Absolutely. Now, it doesn't get read out at the auction. It is a private arrangement between you and the owner. So we just keep that very simple.
Right. So if I'm a buyer coming to bid at an auction, what are the bidding strategies that you can talk about?
Well, basically there's three. Okay, you can start the bidding really low if you like. You can join the auction midstream.
If I started low, would you?
Absolutely. Look, I'm here to help you, and if you feel comfortable giving me a lower opening bid, it's like a race, my friend. Never won at the start, always at the end, but to get to the end, we do need a start. So buyers, the second option is to join the auction midstream. Right. Quite a popular method, but my favourite. Everyone's got a favourite. Buyers, my favourite is started high. Tell the room, because when you are bidding at auction, I'm not your enemy, I'm your friend. You're not the enemy, you're our friend. The vendor's not your enemy. The other buyers are your competition. So if you send something out to them up there that says, I'm serious about buying this property, take it on if you will, that's the best strategy that I can advise you.
So if I want to be like Usain Bolt, I can just rock up in there and just go boof, 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 boof. That's another way of doing it, isn't it?
Absolutely, zoom, zoom.
Okay, cool. What if somebody like me who's really, really shy? Like, I'm not really good in public and all that. What do I do in that situation, Daryl?
I find that hard to believe, and getting someone to second that might be a mission. But look, our salespeople, buyers, they are trained professionals. We sell auctions most days of the week, every week. Now, they're only too happy to sit down with you, have a bit of a chat before the auction starts, but they can help you with the bidding process. They can bid on your behalf if you want, if you don't want to. Quite common. The salesperson will be bidding on behalf of the buyer. The buyer says they're having all the fun with my money, and they take over and start bidding.
That's a relief, Daryl. I kid you not, but yeah, that would really help. Yeah. What if I can't make it on the auction day? What are the other options?
We have a telephone bidding authority in place for you, Vinay, my friend, especially for you. Yeah. So if you can't make the auction, buyers, say you're in Auckland, buying a property in Wellington, Fiji on holiday with the family. in Suva,
Yeah, in
as
Suva,
you
yeah.
might be.
All of it.
Okay. We can get you on the telephone, quite common. Very few auctions we have without telephone bidding authorities. We just get the owner to sign off to say that they're happy for you to bid on that basis, and we just make it so simple for
does
people to
sound
buy it
simple,
off.
Daryl.
Well, it's one of the reasons,
Can't wait
Vinay.
to get to my next auction.
97% is our success rate because of the transparency. That's
That
the
is
key.
awesome. That is awesome. Now, I've heard about vendor bidding.
Yes.
And vendor is the person who's selling the house. So
Correct.
what does that mean?
I'm-
Do they bid at the auction? How does that work?
Look, I'm glad you raised that point because it's the most common question I get as an auctioneer. Now, in the contract it says, yes, I can place bids on behalf of the owner, and I will. Okay, vendor bidding, hand on chest, will indicate that I'm placing the bid on behalf of the owner. Okay, I can tell you buyers, the only reason I'm doing that is to publicly negotiate with that buyer at a level that the owner isn't selling at to keep the auction rolling along. Does that make sense, my friend?
Does make perfect sense.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm never going to go anywhere near the reserve. And look, buyers, if I start vendor bidding against you and you are the bidder, get excited because I don't want to buy it and I'll sell it to you.
The other question that every buyer asks is reserve price. What is that? What is reserve price? How does it work in the auction room? When do I actually know that the reserve is met? How does it work?
Okay, 3 questions there, so we'll go one at a time if that's all right.
Sorry, I'm a bit fast.
Let me know if I can't remember them all. A reserve price, buyers, I won't call an auction without one. It's my owner's instructions to say to me, Daryl, you can't put it on the market at a figure less than our nominated amount to you.
Right.
Okay, but rest assured, once the reserve is met, you'll know it, buyers, because I get a bit excited. Okay, love my job, love selling them under the hammer. There'll be no question about when that figure has been met. I will alert the room like our owner's expectations have been realised, the reserve's been met, we are on the market and selling, buyers. Words to that effect.
Right.
Okay, now if the reserve isn't met from the bidding, say we've got a reserve here, Vinay, and the bidding stops here, I'm going to pause the auction, buyers. Now we've got some wee rooms out to the side of our main auction arena. We're going to take you in there, the vendors will be in another room, and then I will be negotiating between the two parties to put the deal together.
And while I'm sitting out there waiting and hoping that you're going to come out and put the property back on the podium and say you're looking for bid, I could be I could miss out in some ways, isn't it? Because if I don't tell my agent or my salesperson that I'm still interested and want to bid, I need them to know and you know that I'm still there.
Absolutely. Clause 2.6 in the agreement, buyers, have a read of that. It says the owner has the right to withdraw the property and sell it without disclosing their reserve price. Now, if you are the underbidder on the floor and I'm chatting between the highest bidder and the vendor, and you've rung your mortgage broker and got an increase in the amount that you can pay on this property, late phone bidder, let somebody know. They'll come and talk to me and I can inform the vendor of your new status.
Right, right. Now, Daryl, before we sign off, thank you very much. Just one last question. I know the buyers have got an amount that they would have been pre-approved.
Yes.
Is there any final tip that you can give to the buyers out there to say, hey, what are my, or what can I do? What can I do to have that advantage? Because I've heard about something which is called the fighting fund.
Good.
I don't actually know what that means.
Yeah. Okay, this is gold, buyers. Tune into this. Your mortgage broker will give you an amount which you are approved up to. I want you to go back to your mortgage broker, your bank, whoever you're getting financial institution you're dealing with, and tell them, I need to know what I am unapproved up to. An example, you may be approved to $850,000, Vinay.
Yes, that would be nice.
That would be nice. But if the house sold for $857,500 and you didn't bid to that, and then your mortgage broker told you that you could have gone to $865,000, you won't feel too well.
I think the mortgage broker will have to run a mile if I do that.
So please, buyers, go back to your mortgage broker and ask for a fighting fund. Not trying to get you to spend more money than you want to, but if it's there, you can use it.
Fantastic.
Is that what you were looking for?
I'm always looking for something that will give me an advantage. Daryl, thank you so much for coming in today, mate. I really appreciate it. Hey, buyers, thank you very much. I know you will have more questions than what we just discussed here today. There's an information pack that the agents would have sent you, but there are, if you look at the link below, that will take you to our information evening, which is on Mondays.
Monday night, 5:30, whether from here in the Wellington City office or up in our Lower Hutt office. Vinay, it's been an absolute pleasure. Pleasure spending time with you buyers, and happy good bidding.